Okay, we'll go to this. And then we'll hit
Welcome to the Auburn Medical Group YouTube live stream, the entertaining medical live stream where viewers can ask real-time questions of real medical doctors. And here are our hosts, Dr. Mark Vaughn and Dr. Gwen Vaughn.
Did you think that you would see this guy on the screen in this seat?
I didn't think so either.
Maybe you did. Maybe. It could be that you were expecting him instead of Dr. Gawain, because many of you know that Dr. Gawain is on his trip with his family, and he's sending videos on YouTube, and you can find those with the link that he puts up at drgreenknight.com. And Mr. Ed, what are we going to talk about?
Oh my
Let's talk
goodness.
about something nice and gentle that won't get us in trouble, won't get us a bunch of hate comments.
Abortion.
Oh, so yes, call me a lightning rod. I'm going, just like I did with the gun debate. I'm going to go ahead and put my comments out there for my viewers, and I think my regular viewers will be okay with this. People who are really hard on one end or the other will not won't like me probably, and that's the nature of it. But I've been seeing a lot, and you have been seeing a lot. So before we jump into the subject of a response to the Roe versus Wade decision, let's talk to our people who are putting the comments in. And of course, if you're watching this for the first time, you're wondering what's going on. This is a live stream that's on YouTube on 4:30 on Monday afternoons Pacific time, and you too can watch it and participate in the chat by subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell icon to get notifications, or you just know to get here at 4:30 every Monday. And let's see. Oh my goodness! Look at all those comments.
We got a bunch going on.
Wow.
Golden, let's see, Gidget, and Sweet Taylor Carter.
Is that our first one?
Hello from Lee in Highland, Michigan.
From Lee? Oh, Lee must be their real name. Okay. Hey, Lee.
And
Thank
then
you.
Rusty Bernard was in there earlier than that.
Now, which Rusty do you want me to pick?
There's, Rusty Bernard twice. And 3 times. Oh gosh, he's in there 4 times now.
Okay.
Goodness.
He just keeps coming.
Nice.
What about Lindsay? What's Lindsay say?
I'm angry, I'm scared, I'm disgusted, I'm outraged, but I'm not surprised regarding to the latest ruling.
Okay. And Edna?
Hello from Pennsylvania. And Chris Beeman says, hi, Santa.
He must be talking. I think he's talking to you.
I don't know. I don't know why.
And then Rusty and Lindsay, of course, have a conversation going on between them. And Bianca's here. Bianca from far away. Thank you for joining us and for staying up so late to watch us, Bianca. We really appreciate that. All right, so we'll get back to the show here. But you keep me informed on what comments come up. I see Rusty's coming up there. So thank you for your comments, and we will continue to check the comments throughout the show. In fact, I can just kind of look over and see them on the monitor here. Your voices are clipped. Verklempt? I don't think they're clipped because I don't see any red showing up, but people will let us know if there's something wrong with our voices.
Okay,
Oh.
Lindsay's
Oh wait, look at that.
Oh,
Deborah
just
Ronkers,
got a contributor here.
She's throwing money at us, and certainly we appreciate that, Deborah. The funny thing is the super chats. Well, let's do it this way. We can honor people who do super chats by doing this. How about that?
Oh, you know all the buttons. All the buttons. What Lindsay is saying, I live in North Carolina. I think it's still allowed here for now. My tubes are tied, so it won't affect me directly, but this is a slippery slope for taking away my rights.
Okay. So that's what. Yeah.
Recognizing the police.
So she's okay. We certainly do have the potential for people to feel very strongly one way or the other, and so that's the reason for what I'm doing here. I've been exposed to things. I've been following social media. I've been following news, and seeing what's going on around me, and realizing that there's a lot of people with a very strong opinion one way or the other, and it's not easy to change each other's opinions. And there's something missing.
You can hardly get into any conversation before it gets heated. I know that.
Because this is a very, very
Very quickly.
excitable subject for lots of us. And I wanted to try to separate that part of myself from today's show, and I'm hoping that I can do it with Mr. Ed. We'll see. Mm-hmm. And focus on what we're seeing with this. So I'm not going to talk about one side or the other, or arguments for or against either one. I'm going to focus on people, because we are people. We are, you are. And as we have discussion, which we really won't have much of on this show, about the two sides of the argument, but how we discuss it, and really any very controversial issue where we disagree with people we're talking to.
Well, look at how it's kicking out conversations all over the place.
Is it already going there? I'm going to take a quick little look.
Bianca, just allow everyone to make choices about their bodies and live for themselves. No one should dictate how another lives.
Okay, so we're already getting very, very cited comments here, and I suppose I should have known that. So who was that? Was that Bianca?
That was Bianca.
That was Bianca there. Okay. And then I'm sure we're going to have people from the other side, because I'm pretty sure we have viewers from both sides.
Rusty informs us that NC, North Carolina, allows abortion in the first 20 weeks. Okay. Edna Vogel, I can hear just a little bit of static.
Oh, and then Rusty says we're back to normal on the on hearing us. So this is what I wanted to see. I want to see, I think relationship is important. And even in discussing things where people disagree a lot, I want them to be able to still have relationship. I want them to still be able to even talk and have communication. And we see families torn apart, we see friendships torn apart, and we don't want that. We want people to be able to have their opinion, but not have to lose relationship because of having that. So this is outside of your activities politically, or maybe where you're dealing with strangers or doing other things. But when you're with us and with this group and other people that are really close to you that you want to hold on to their friendship but you disagree with them, this is what we want. We want, as you talk with them, for you to have a measure of grace and to maybe sometimes choose not to talk about something that's very important to you, not to be fake or dishonest, but to be able to have a relationship that's based on something else if you aren't going to see eye to eye on, in this case, the abortion issue.
Mm-hmm.
And
see right here, there's so much bumping of heads. I mean, they're just
they're bumping heads.
Agreeing and not agreeing.
Let's check this out.
I would love to ask politicians live on TV if their wife or daughter who were raped, would they want abortions legalized for that, or would they raise the child in their home?
Yeah. See, this is why one side would get really excited, and they'll say things like that. We'll get really excited things that are a totally different side of it.
Carol Powell says, what about the life of the unborn? This is murder.
See, there's the other side. So, and do you notice that they're not talking to each other? They're saying different.
They're bouncing it off us.
They're not listening to what the other side's saying. They're invested in their part of it and just going forward. And that's not what we want to be about. We want to be about being able to communicate. And if no communication is happening, if no advancement is getting through, then that's not helpful communication. You're not convincing the other side if you're just butting heads or not even listening to each other's arguments and acknowledging, oh, yeah, that's a concern. When the other person, has this very deeply held belief one way or the other. So that's one thing I want to accomplish. Another one is the comments on social media of you have to forward this post with this opinion, or you have to go out and proselytize other people, or you're the problem. That is not helpful conversation. That is that's an unfair way to interact. To throw that on to other people, that they have to agree with you or they're garbage. I don't accept that. You cannot throw on me the responsibility to do your arguing for you and say that I'm unworthy of your friendship or whatever it is the threat is in the post if I don't do what you think I should do on this argument. And remember, I could be on either side. So
bunch of sides.
There's
here.
a bunch of okay. We need to get to your comments because this is a live stream and it does have comments. So, I think the last one we did was Carol Powell. Where would we go next? So Carol, wow, was she way back there? There was Chris Beeman, there was Rusty Bernard, there was Bianca, and then got Nani 2009. There was Deborah, Lindsay, Bianca. Who do you want me to bring up here?
Let's bring Chris Beeman in here.
Oh, okay. So that would be backing up a bit. So we're gonna
Chris Beeman, Bianca. Who makes the choice for the person growing inside?
There you go. So that's one of the arguments. Yes, and
Bianca.
And Bianca. We want to jump to the next Bianca.
Rusty follows up
Oh,
with that.
Rusty.
Monkey, Bianca, arms are enumerated as a right the Fed can't touch.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so like,
Abortion is not.
why don't we not bring in yet another constitutional
issue,
argument?
that's
Let's limit it to at least one. If we're not, if I'm trying not to even have arguments about one, work with me here. Work with me. I'm trying to. Let's talk about talking to each other rather than throwing arguments at each other that aren't sticking, if you'll notice. And I'm talking about both sides here. All right, let's see who's hearing. Who's hearing my message here? Bianca.
People are expressing their opinions like crazy.
You have your opinion, that's fine. But what right do you have to choose for someone else? If you choose to keep an unwanted or disabled child, then fine. Okay, yeah, that's one side there. Deborah, thank you. I don't agree. Oh, okay. Now she's okay. Everybody's putting in their abortion opinion here instead of helping us. Speaking of politicians, well, if you have to always. Okay. Oh my goodness, you people are
people throwing around been made to have a COVID vaccine, saying my body, my right, but taking away my woman's right to choose.
Okay. So I don't see any comments I'm going to put up right now because I'm looking for somebody out there who wants to get past arguing with people about this for just this half hour here that we have together, and be able to acknowledge that we are a community and we have different opinions and we can maintain community without destroying each other or destroying the entire community. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So try not to have the super one-sided, trying to convince the other side of I'm right or this is the reason you should go this way. And there's something else we could do. Mr. Ed, do you remember me talking earlier about an action we can take that is a helpful thing, that is a loving act? Do you remember what that was?
Remind me.
Okay. So there are women who are going to be affected by this in states where laws are changed, that are in difficult circumstances. And there is something that people watching this video, you people in the comments, you can do. You can help these women. Regardless of which side of the argument you're on, you should be in favor of helping women in dire circumstances. And there's different ways you can do that. I think, for example, in our area, we have, are you familiar with Acres of Hope?
Yes.
Acres of Hope is an organization that helps women with young children who are limited on resources and need help. And I encourage you to find situations, or even better, find a person that you can have a relationship with and help, who you know is in a tough situation, if you do know somebody who's like that. That is where I'd love to see people spend their energy, rather than trying to convince people that they're not going to convince the other side. So let's see if we have comments about that proposal. Let's look for that.
Well, Lindsay came back with, I'm always willing to hear what others have to say.
Oh, Lindsay, that's the message I'm trying to get out. Thank you. All right, anybody else who's hearing that?
Jesse Blackmore. The bottom line for me is this is my body and nobody has power over it.
Oh, let's look at Edna Vogel. Let's look at Edna Vogel. Do you see the one where she says, I am always trying to learn better, respectful communication? That's the one I want. Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. All right. I'm skipping a lot of the comments, but you can see them.
They're coming in like crazy.
I
here.
know.
We're looking for friends. We're looking for people who love people.
All right, Chris. Chris says, I live in Arizona. We'll have to see what happens. We'll see what happens. regardless of what happens, we can help people out who are in a tough situation, even if we weren't able to prevent it in the first place or take action on it. Whatever your argument is, once you have a person there who needs help, who has a baby, that is something that either side would want to help out with. I would think, if they're consistent with their arguments. I think that's a common ground that we can achieve on this show. I'm hoping that's a common ground that we can achieve, all of us, regardless of which side you're on. Do you want me to put one up there?
Well, Carol Powell is making reference to Psalm
Oh,
139.
so these where it says show, those aren't for the public to see unless you approve it.
That's the first time on this
Yeah.
side
yeah.
of the camera making this judgment.
So I'll leave it up to
This
you.
is making reference to this statement, this stuff here.
Yeah. You can either
Okay.
show it or hide it. And I'll leave it to your conscience. Mr. Ed is in charge of the comments. I'm letting him have his voice.
Well, Carol Powell, as a Christian, should I
She's on. You can
quote
read
this?
hers. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe what God said in the Bible. I knew you when you were formed in the womb. That is where my final word is, the infallible word of God.
And then Edna Vogel, I find it hard to discern the difference between expression of opinion and expression of my feelings. Feelings and opinions are hard to understand. I think Vogel, Edna's really
Getting
got
on the
something
nose
there.
Yeah.
That's what's behind all of these very one-sided or the other statements that are coming out. There's a lot of feeling to the opinion. And Edna, thank you for recognizing that. And it's something that's common to both sides.
Bianca making reference to the Bible again, 2,000 years ago. I'm all for beliefs, but it can be interpreted.
Dr.
in
Gwaine is
so
out
many
there.
ways.
Did you see Dr. Gwaine's comment?
Where is it? Where?
Can you read Dr. Gwaine's comment? Where is it? You don't have it?
I don't have it.
Is he not there yet? Where is he? Is he up there? There he is.
Oh, my man.
Yeah.
Now, who is Dr. Gwaine?
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, I know he's tall. I'm sitting in his chair. I have to sit on a book.
There's a book missing from the bookshelf right there.
Hello, Gwaine. How you doing?
What's he say?
Yes, Dr. G.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, did you see what his argument was?
Well, oh, there it is up there. Okay, whether
Yeah.
pro-choice or pro-life, I think we all need to agree that we need more funds available for services surrounding pregnancy, contraception, etc.
Okay. Now, I do think there are probably some people out there that aren't going to like that statement. Probably. I would guess. Would you think there could be?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, sure.
All right.
But he's such a likable guy.
But I like that it's focusing on helping, and not on one side or the other of this very divisive argument. Thank you, Dr. Gwaine. We appreciate
He
that.
stayed away just so we wouldn't have to get in this argument.
And for those of you who missed Dr. Gwaine, he will be back in this seat in 2 weeks.
Do I have to do this again in the meantime?
Well, okay. So I'll let you know right now. A week from now, the only show in between, there will be a video that I've produced of sewing up Dr. Gwaine's laceration, and that'll go live at 4:30 next Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He'll
people
be
will able
back
to watch that. It looks like Lindsay liked what Dr. Gwaine had to say. Okay, who do you want to read next? Let me know, and I'll put
Well,
them up.
let's go on down here. How do you stay up with this? It's when do a panel of men, well, that's their opinion. I think that's right. No, well,
How
we
about
gotta
that?
stay away from that.
Rusty had a question about how this affects California. You want me to answer that?
Sure, go ahead. Dr. V, did anything change to availability in California?
No, there's been no change in California with this.
Free concept, okay.
So Bianca, she's
Bianca says we have free contraception over here.
she's in the UK.
United Kingdom. Across the pond, okay.
And
How
Not sure what to make of some of them.
How do you stay away from conflict here?
Oh, interesting. Got Nani 2009. God bless our NHS.
We're trying to love one another.
So I'm getting the idea that Got Nani is in the UK and likes the way that health services there, which sometimes we talk about. We talk about some good aspects of that we'd like to borrow. And then anything else that you want to throw on there before we start talking?
Not right now.
No?
I just don't want to get into any kind of violence. Not violence, but you know.
Right. Well, yeah, we really don't want that. I'm glad you said that, because that's what this can turn to in extremes, when people have their opinion, aren't listening to each other, and just keep going back and forth from either side on many different issues.
I just want people to keep buying Dutch Brothers for us.
Yes, do keep the Dutch Bros going for, what's that, mango? Mango freeze?
This is mango, and it's very, very good.
That's a lot healthy. You know,
And you and your coffee.
I enjoy that.
That's very
I was
good.
going to say, to tone down the advertisements, because Dutch Brothers doesn't pay us.
No, they don't.
But if Heather ever wants to give us free drinks, you are welcome to do that. I let her know whenever I'm on television. I've got her cups behind me on the television. Okay. Are there new comments there that we're going to address?
Well, Chris Beeman says, yes, he affirms this. He says, love one another. I like it.
There we go. Yeah, okay, so we'll put Chris up there. That was a good one. Very good. All right, so I think we got the message out. I think some people heard it. Chris heard it. And you were able to, I'm impressed with you, Mr. Ed, how you were able to, I know you have an opinion, and I appreciate, I really appreciate you participating in the Love Fest. And
Well, this is a surprise to me today. I thought we were on
he
totally
thought we were talking
different
about,
subject.
and I do have to admit, I did say we were going to do that other subject. Did you want to tell your joke anyway?
Joke. Oh, my wife just went in for hip surgery. Hip replacement, okay?
Okay, all right.
And my doctor's trying to convince us how simple and easy it is. And then he said, he made a comment, it's so easy, I'm gonna do it drunk and left-handed. Holy cow. So, I don't think he did. He did a very good job. I do have a question, though.
If he's left-handed or not?
No. Why do they keep the bones? Why can't we have the bones for souvenirs? I mean,
You know, I actually wonder that myself. It is, you know, in the old days, kids would have their tonsils either in a jar or in a vacuum sealed bag. Some people had, and people that watch my procedure videos, they know the line. Do you want to take that home in a doggy bag?
well, they have hospitals have a joint. What is it when you have kids between parents that are separated?
Joint custody.
Yeah. Do the hospital have joint custody?
Joint custody. You know, like a knee. So you can share the knee with the hospital? Is that what you're saying?
No, they didn't let me share it.
I get my knee back on weekends, and we have joint custody. It's in pathology the rest of the week.
What do they do
Thank
with
you.
them? They just toss them out?
They incinerate them eventually,
okay.
after they study them. Everything that comes out gets looked at, because if there was, for example, like cancer growing in the bone, they would need to know that, and that's a way to know it. So they look at everything that comes out to make sure it's what it's supposed to be, or what we think it is. That's what that's all about. Okay,
Right.
last call for, ring the bell. Last call for comments here. So Bianca's so avoiding the controversy, she's talking about Brad Pitt's picture in GQ. Thank you, Bianca, for bringing it around too. And then the Depp Heard trial. She's just trying to avoid controversy all over the place, isn't she? And then Cinderfire, black market abortion pills, going to be a problem. And anyone see Elvis yet? Okay. I was able to keep my gallstones. You can make jewelry out of them. Miss Kool-Aid, the doctor saved my life, so I can have another happy, healthy baby. So I'm grateful, since they couldn't save the baby and me. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, sometimes there are situations where that's not possible, tubal pregnancies and such. which we need to have being able to treat that protected. There is actually a proposal in the state legislature of one state to outlaw treating a patient for a tubal pregnancy, which would be fatal to the mother if you didn't, because they said no abortion under any circumstances, and there was no allowance for something like that. I believe it was proposed in, was it Missouri or Louisiana? And of course, I think they're getting kind of extreme when it's that far, and that's when I'll actually speak about is that situation. The rest of it, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself.
Hey, Gwen is back.
Oh, Dr. Gwen came back. What's he say?
I once had a patient you read it. I don't know. He's a doctor. He doesn't know how to print.
Once had a patient had kept everything that had ever been used in her. She requested I keep the sutures that I took out of her so she'd take them home. So she could keep the sutures. Boy, Dr. Gawain didn't keep his sutures. From next week's video, you can see it here. And then what are the other comments there after Dr. Gawain? Whoa, there's a lot of them.
There's a bunch of them. They're always funny. Uh-oh, we got the Arabs in there, too.
Is that Arabic?
I
We don't even know what it says. Sorry.
can't tell what it is.
Sorry. Rusty's piping in on Louisiana. And it wasn't a law in the state. It was actually proposed in their state house, in their legislature. It didn't actually get passed, that one I was talking, or at least not yet. That one I was
I
referring
don't
to.
know who got Noni is.
No?
2009. I was allowed to keep my gallstones.
Yeah. And somebody else wanted to keep her. I can't read it on the sheet here.
Bianca said
keep her
mine.
something that was removed from her elbow. Bianca.
My mom wanted me to keep her bone. And my mom wanted to keep
bone.
her bone that was removed from her elbow, but they wouldn't let her. Wouldn't allow it. And then there's Edna Vogel. I remember when I had a miscarriage, the doctor got upset. The anesthesia nurse asked which type of DNC. I'm not sure what that is.
It's to remove the.
They were doing before I was knocked out. So
Yeah. And she had a miscarriage. Yeah, they had to remove it. Oh, somebody checked what our translation was. Rusty did. What's he say it is?
In Louisiana? Wait.
University teacher.
Arabic Google translation. University teacher Asil Al-Ramahi.
Well, Asil, we are glad to have you on the show. And we're glad somebody got a translation so we could know what you were commenting. Okay, very good. Oh, wait, there's more comments.
Boy.
Oh.
This is more than we've ever had.
Did you read Lindsay's?
Okay. I never got a chance to bid on the absorbent pad used under the repair for Dr. G's finger.
So she's talking about the video that's going to come out next week. Because she's seen it because she's on Patreon, which you can be too.
Are we accepting bids?
Yeah, well, we threw it away, sorry. But you also can, like Lindsay knows what we're talking about here because she's on Patreon and she gets to see things ahead of time. It wasn't released to everybody on Patreon, just the higher levels. I threw that out for them. So yeah, we're sorry, Lindsay, maybe we'll have to do that sometime. Hold on.
Or Dr. Mark's cyst removal.
Yes. Was that her? Did she say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we need to celebrate something because Bianca is
60 days
60
free
days.
from cigarettes.
Congratulations, Bianca. That is good news. Keep it up. All right. And then, they just keep coming. Congratulations to Bianca. All right. Oh, wait, we're still going down. Bianca's thanking people for the congratulations. And congratulations also from Rusty and from Chris.
This is the kind of love we're looking for.
This
Everybody
is what we were hoping
congratulates
for.
Bianca.
We did it. We did
Hey,
it. We
wow.
got it. I have to go for my own 12-year-old to watch Highway to Heaven. Oh my goodness, is that still being shown? And Lindsay's proud of Bianca also. And oh my goodness, look at all these comments. Lots of proper congratulations and good
Bianca,
work.
you've got a lot of friends. You got
Bianca,
a lot of
yeah,
friends.
you have a lot of support here. So that alone was worth making this show. So anything else you want to throw out there, Mr. Ed?
That's about it for me.
So we will be together again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So we won't be here for 4th of July.
The doctor will be back. Will Holly be back?
I'm really hoping she will be. If not, shortly after that, we'll have Holly back. So I won't be so distracted looking at your comments. And,
better engineer than him.
Yeah, you know it, because I'm always looking around trying to talk to the camera.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. And those of you who aren't on Patreon yet, you can do that at patreon.com/Dr. Vaughn. There'll be a link right over here where Mr. Ed is very shortly. Until next time, Mr. Ed and myself telling all of you to stay in good health.
Doctors, thank you for another informative session. Auburn Medical Group is located in Auburn, California, USA. Thank you for participating. Please tell a friend and join us again next week.